What are we doing?
Riding on the train.
Yep, we're going on the summer barbecue train.
I'm trying to get cheese. And the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each day, and were transferred to the Duluth and Iron Range Railroad, this rail line, for shipment to the sawmills in Duluth. Some of these huge Lake Superior log rafts were towed to Duluth and Ashland, Wisconsin by powerful tugboats.
Are you gonna fall
Before there was dependable radio communications,
Try.
Is it good? Okay, you guys, listen. I have not been vlogging like at all since I got back from Germany. Like, I don't know if I've taken a single video, and I've been telling myself like, I'm not doing anything that interesting. Like, I'm not going to Germany this month or anywhere, really. But that's not true. I am. I'm going places in life. So, I know I'm so cliche, but really though. No, I've been doing so many things. I'm like 24/7 busy, and I'm like, I'm just doing lame, like everyday normal stuff, but not really. Like, so here's what's up lately. I started a new job. I think I mentioned that on here, but I've been getting like way better at it, and I'm learning so much. And like, because I don't absolutely need this job, it makes me like recognize and appreciate that I actually like it and that I'm actually learning from it. So it makes me want to be even better at my job. Like, I love selling, like I love being over the goal. We have a goal every day, right? A sales goal. I love being over the goal. It makes me feel like I am an overachiever, and I am. So anyway, I've been having a lot of fun doing that. I think this is the first time I can honestly say that I like my job so much that it's fun. Also, tomorrow I am applying for a loan for a house to see if I can be pre-approved to buy a house. I want to start looking for a house. I just feel like I'm at that point in life where I'm ready, and I have always really wanted to like fix up and decorate a house, and my family's really good at it. I'm sure they will tell me how to do it, especially my mom, if not help me. So I'm excited because I think that if I fix it up, then I can make it worth more and maybe rent it out or sell it and, you know, find another way to make money. So I'm gonna do that. Anyways, I'm excited about maybe owning my first house, so hopefully it goes well. Knocking on wood. But yeah, I've been busy 24/7. So before I go to the meeting with the banker, I am going to a benefit training at work. Benefit Cosmetics, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. It's like a makeup training, and they're always fun. They always give us breakfast, and I get to hang out with my coworkers and play with makeup. So, you know, I love it. Sometimes, well, most of the time they give us free makeup gratis. Oh, I love these people. A lovely little picnic spot. Hi, Willow. So cute. BLT, it's falling apart. Okay, I have decided that I'm gonna do a tarot card reading in the rain in my backyard. Right now, Mercury is in retrograde, and what that means physically, like literally, is that it's past Earth in its rotation, because it's closer to the sun, so its rotation isn't like as big as ours. Okay, the rain's getting us a little bit, but not bad, not bad. But anyway, that has like a huge effect on people's emotions, and their lives and just like the amount of chaos in the world. So yeah, I want to do a reading. I was listening to some this morning on Tauruses, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, a lot of it really resonated for me. So yeah, I thought this might be fun.
Uh-oh.
What?
The wind,
It's getting stronger, huh?
I'll get my arm blown, but don't work for me.
How about first we just dance in the ring together?
Okay.
So I'm just going to read them in the order that I pulled them and see if anything resonates. Okay, so this one is Spear 2, and it is upside down, so it will have some different messages for us than if it were upright. In this book of tarot, it says that in order to avenge Guinevere, Geraint pursues the knight who insulted her. He enters the Sparrowhawk contest, in which he overcomes the knight and wins the game. Reversed says sense of unworthiness, restraint, loss of faith. What is driving you towards your goal? Hello, this is my future self. So a lot of times when I do tarot card readings, I don't immediately kind of understand what their meanings are. Often it takes certain experiences or just some time to think about the true meaning to understand it. So in this case, sense of unworthiness definitely has a lot to do with my own sense of unworthiness, just growing up, and especially without having a father figure, and restraint because I don't believe in myself, and loss of faith is exactly that, not believing in myself. So what is driving me towards my goal is that I want to be the best version of myself that I can be, and that is why I have decided to make all these crazy kind of life changes and pursue the things that I have been lately. Let's see what we pulled next. Oh, it's upside down too. I've pulled this card actually quite a few times, and this is a really big deck, so I don't know why this card always gets pulled. But 7 Pridewin. So it's like this horrible storm. And okay, for some reason the color blue has really been like popping up a lot for me lately, and I just watched a show last night where there's a horrible scene that looked just like the ship on the show. So yeah, my ship is being rocked. I don't know about the rest of you Tauruses. Pridewin, the chariot. Arthur's ship Pridewin, flying the white boar standard of Cornwall, takes him and his men on a perilous voyage in search of the cauldron of Penanwin, the lord of the underworld that cooks the food of heroes, not of cowards. On his earliest grail quest, the company of Pridewin passed through many trials, but only 7 returned, including Taliesin and Arthur. Okay, so this was reversed again. Plans come unstuck, stalemate, tests and trials, failure of imagination. Questions: where are you going? What are your limits? Where does self-control come in? That also has a lot to do with relationships, romantic as well for me. Okay, and then there's this story. It's pretty long. I'm gonna read it and then I'll talk to you guys about it after because it's pretty long to read out loud. Okay, so I'm only through the first paragraph. So it's saying that they went on a journey on this ship to the underworld, to kind of like to win the Hallows of Britain. It says. So for me, this is like a life journey, to win my happy ending, really. Future self here again. So this has a lot of literal and kind of spiritual meaning for me. Uh, it says a lot about journeying to the underworld and pretty much going through hell. And for me, I have done that in relationships, and it also says plans come unstuck, failure and trials. I think, in relationships, you have to have those to figure out what you truly want. And that has a lot to do with self control and knowing what is not what's best for you, and finding someone who is. And also, it's saying, this whole thing about going to Britain and stuff. And ironically, I did go to Britain and I did fall deeply in love, and that was the biggest heartbreak of my life. So it's funny that it has a spiritual and a literal meaning for me, which often happens when I'm reading tarot, and that is part of why I love it so much. They're all upside down today. Okay. Grail Hallow appears over a mountain stream. The Grail is prefigured in many Proto-Celtic stories of cauldrons and enchanted vessels. It gives fulfillment, fertility, and joy. Reversed, blockage, unrequited love, a lack of generosity. Where is your love committed? So I was listening to other readings about Taurus and Mercury retrograde today, and a ton came up about commitment, and love and relationships. So that is interesting. Saying that somebody needed to kind of fix something, and I just contacted my dad, who I've never met in 28 years. So this is like really all resonated with me. Okay. Upside down again. The Stone Knight. I have gotten this one before, and this usually has to do with romantic relationships for me. Okay, the Stone Knight rides a bay horse through a mountain pass at sunset. On his arm is the checkered shield. Bors, Lancelot's brother, is a man with little dynamism, but a great deal of determination upon the Grail quest. Closest to the average Grail seeker in many ways, he has a deep understanding of human nature. Reversed, a dogged materialist workaholic. What are you depending on? So with a lot of these cards, I didn't really look at what the upright version was saying. And in this particular one, it's saying a dependable, hardworking, patient, persevering, committed, stable person who can help with finances and responsibilities. That is literally what I want, but not what I want to depend on. I'm depending on myself. But yeah, it's just kind of ironic that the opposite version is exactly what I am looking for, and that the card is kind of turned upside down. And up until recently, so has my version of men been the opposite of what I actually want in my life and what I am. Stone 5. This is also upside down for me. A barren, desolate, windswept landscape where all is lost. There were times on the quest when the very elements seemed to oppose the seekers. They traveled through lands that were often barren and desolate, by roads long forgotten, where habitations were few and far between. Reversed, ill luck ebbs, improvement, possible solutions can be envisaged, or resources found. What is causing insecurity? The last few years, I've really taken the time to get to know myself and learn how to love myself and really figure out why I was so insecure, and I think I'm really finding ways to improve and completely change my own view of myself so that I can be successful in every area of my life. So, yeah, it's kind of a cool card to pull. What is causing insecurity is a big question that I had to ask myself. Guinevere. Okay, this name, Guinevere and Genevieve, keep on coming up for me too. So I think this one will resonate. But let's see. The Empress. Sits spinning in a meadow while a cow grazes nearby. She is Arthur's queen and the guardian of peace. Okay, so there's a lot about peace that keeps on coming up for me too. And concord in the land. In Celtic tradition, she is the beautiful face of sovereignty, the flower bride whose consort rules the land, which is why many legends speak of her abduction by would-be rulers. Okay, I feel like that's me. And that is the only card that I drew upright, so that's interesting. Okay. So upright, fulfillment, beauty, abundance, creative growth, material and spiritual wealth, fertility, motherhood, health, harmony, and femininity. Questions. What is yearning to be fulfilled now? How does this serve beauty and harmony? What needs to be nurtured? This really does resonate for me in many ways. Her role is to manifest in her own person the harmony between king and land, but if she is not matched on every level by a reciprocal love from her consort, then she looks for a champion to challenge the king and remind him of his duties towards his queen and the land which she represents. This is super resonates for me in relationships, and I feel like since I am kind of solving all of my internal emotional maybe blocks I have, that I am going to get that happy ending, and I think that that's what this is kind of saying. And that has also come up in other readings too, so that's super cool. I also think that the universe kind of challenges you to turn down things that you in the past may have pursued because you know better now, and you know more so what you want, and you know more so your self-worth, and you love yourself more. So yeah, I think that's a lot of what this is saying, and I really have an appreciation for that at this point in my life. That was fun. I hope that if other Tauruses watch this video, that some of this does resonate a little bit for you, even though like I know this story is like in Scottish tales, and you know, nothing will literally translate. So I'm looking like a mess right now. I worked all day and now I'm trying to edit a video, and I missed a week of filming, so kind of mad at myself. I've been not very productive, but super darn busy. Darn it. And I've had a weird week. So I got approved to buy a house. Yay! So happy about that. So I'm trying to look for houses, and so far I haven't had any luck really, but that's okay. I just feel like the right one will come at the right time, and hopefully that time is soon. And then I have not vlogged about this in a while, but if you guys have watched any of my like first vlogs, not really even first vlogs, but any vlogs a couple months ago, I was talking about looking for my dad. So I would even say birth father, but like I never really had a father, so yeah, looking for my father. So I got Ancestry.com like a year or so ago, and I didn't really have that many like high DNA matches, so it didn't really help me find anyone, and I had even like paid for a more expensive version to like search public records, and still no luck. So I just about gave up on it until I decided to log back on there recently, just randomly, and I had a pretty high DNA match with this lady who had a last name that I didn't recognize, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna message her and like see if she like knows his name. So she was like, oh yeah, that's my first cousin. I'll try to email him and see if like I can give you his phone number or something. And she's like, yeah, he's not replying. I don't know. This poor lady, like, thank you so much. I forget her name, but thank you. She's my second cousin. So, yeah, anyway, she ended up telling me his Facebook, and he, I added him, and he accepted my friend request yesterday. So, now I have to, I guess, decide what to message him, because I don't think that he'll message me. I think maybe he was afraid to look for me, and maybe he just thought if I wanted to find him that I would come looking, and probably thinks that I will message him if I want to. So yeah, I guess I do want to meet him. I've been looking for him, so I guess I'm gonna message him, but I don't know what I'm gonna say. So yeah, it's crazy, it's a big deal, and I guess I want to meet him, so keep you guys updated. I think if I do go meet him, I probably will vlog about it. Obviously it's going to be a really emotional thing, so I don't know if I will actually videotape the thing happening. I don't know how he would feel about that. I don't know, but I think that sharing this story might help other people, so that is why I am being so open about this, even though it's super personal. But I just think no one could really use this to hurt me, so might as well share it with you guys. So anyways, that's what's up lately. Sorry I haven't been vlogging or posting that much, but I am hoping to post a couple videos this week, so love you. Bye. Hey guys. I don't even know how to start this one. So on my past vlogs, I've talked about how I was looking for my father, how I found him. I started talking about it on this one, how I found him, and how I had decided I was going to contact him, and I did, and we started talking a little bit, but he, I could tell, was avoiding calling me, and I had asked him why he never contacted me before. And the only reason I'm sharing this is because I think that it can help other people. And I think that other people, even if they don't have the same circumstance as me, can definitely relate. So, let me start it like this. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happened right exactly when it should have. Earlier, I was sitting on my computer trying to edit these videos, and I was getting really frustrated because my camera was full, so I couldn't record on it, and it was dying, and my computer was dying, and like just one thing after another. And in the meanwhile, I was like in this really like just disappointed mood because something kind of embarrassing to admit, but I know that so many other people do the same thing and can totally relate and have even told me this. So, but I'm not attracted to men very often, especially the last few years. Like, I do get hit on all the time, and I just don't really talk to guys, and I've been happy single, and I don't want to mess that up, and so I just really don't give my attention to guys very much, not seriously anyway. And there's a guy that I've been attracted to, and I had messaged him, and he didn't respond to me, and I was like feeling so like insecure about it, and so like disappointed, like, wow, like why he doesn't like me, like why doesn't he like me, like why isn't he responding to me, even though that doesn't even necessarily mean that, and I know that. But yeah, it could be any guy. This has happened before in my life where I feel so insecure because somebody is ignoring me. So, I started thinking, like, God, why do I feel this way? Like, why do I put so much, like, pressure on myself and, like, always feel, like, so insecure when somebody is ignoring me? Like, why do I care? Why do I sit there and check messages, like, to see that somebody is ignoring me? And it has a lot to do with not having a male figure in my life. So, right at that moment where I was, like, getting so frustrated and feeling so sad and disappointed, my father texts me and says, "Can you talk now?" And actually, just prior to that, I had been preparing myself to really process these emotions and think about this because I was going to tell you guys about it and tell you guys really how much it has affected me and my relationships and my decisions in my life as a whole, not having a father figure. So I was, like, prepared to go through those emotions, and then when he texted me, my heart dropped, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, I can, because I don't have my son, and I'm sitting here alone paying attention to my Facebook messages when I should really be doing something productive. So yeah, he called me, we talked. It was really emotional, and that is why I'm totally ready for bed and have no makeup on. And there was a time in my life where I would have never, ever gone out in public without makeup, much less put a YouTube video on the internet for you guys without makeup. But do you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm at this point in my life where it has taken me years to recover from a terrible relationship and to be happy and to love myself. I don't think I've ever been happy alone and actually loved myself until pretty recently. So, yeah, I'm putting this on the internet for you guys. My skin doesn't look great, but, either you love me how I am, or you never loved me and you never will, and you don't mean anything to me anyway. So, yeah, anyway, point being, this just all unfolded at the perfect time in my life, and at the perfect moment in my day, and I'm just thankful for that. And, if you are feeling insecure or feeling like I was, like, why isn't this person messaging me back? Like, why are they ignoring me? It's not about your relationship to them or about them at all. It's completely 100% about your relationship to you. You shouldn't be sitting there focusing on somebody else. I shouldn't have even noticed that this person was ignoring me. Like, I should have been doing something for me. So my friend, who I just adore, and she's a life coach, so happened to call me right as I was about to end this phone call with my father. So I called her right after, and she was the perfect person to talk to right after. Like I said, everything really just happens for a reason and happens at just the moment that it is supposed to. So I was telling her how I was feeling this way and, like, feeling so, like, sad earlier, and she said, you know, every time that you catch yourself in that behavior, you should just find something to do instead. So I'm going to give you guys that advice. So from now on, I'm not going to sit here and check my messages and care about anyone. Like, it's not going to help in any way. I know that, and I'm thankful that I am at this point where I can at least recognize it. And it's time to change that. Like, I don't want to be sitting here feeling sad for no reason anymore. And you guys shouldn't either. So, yeah, I'm just sharing that with you. And I'm also at this point where I am old enough and I have a child with somebody to understand, you know, that my parents were young and everything just happens for a reason, and I wouldn't be who I am if it hadn't have happened this way, and I wouldn't have my son. And he is the absolute most important thing to me. So yeah, I'm just glad it all happened how it did. And I had actually thought about, you know, videotaping myself talking about how much it's hurt me to not have a parent, or that parent. And I thought about videotaping the actual phone call so that I could look back on it, or maybe even share some of it with you guys. But my camera was full and my computer was dead, so it was actually impossible, and I'm glad it happened this way. It just all happened the way it was meant to. So yeah. And P.S. I got a house, y'all. So I haven't had the closing date yet, so I don't want to jinx it yet. But yeah, they accepted my offer. I'm going to be a new homeowner and a new person. So here's to a new day and better habits and a new me. And I hope that this video at least helps somebody. So if you feel like it helped you, if you feel like you can relate, if you enjoyed it at all, if you just want to make fun of me looking this way, comment below. I love you guys. Good night.
I don't wanna text you anymore. I just wanna stop this civil war. Baby, please, please call my phone. I don't wanna text you anymore. I just wanna stop this civil war. Baby, please, please.